Talking about what's eating you. Talking about what's eating you.
Proudly brought to you by Rogers Hood Apothecary. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to What's Eating You. We are your hosts, Sam
and Kim.
And we are serving you up all of the health and wellness information and healing knowledge that you're hungry for. Speaking of hungry, tonight we're talking about food.
Yes.
It is huge, and it seems to be one of the hardest things for people.
It is. It's so hard because people don't realize they need to have a good food relationship, and especially when they're parasite cleansing.
Yeah.
So it's such a different feel when you have to think about it as a relationship with food instead of that it's, food.
Well, I think that people don't have a good relationship with food because it's a program that since we were born, like we were taught the wrong information unless you were lucky enough to grow up in a household with parents that knew what we have come into the knowledge of in our adulthood.
Yes.
And my parents didn't know.
Neither did mine.
Yeah. So in the beginning of my life, I'm grateful because I did grow up in the mountains and for the first 10 years of my life, and my grandma had a garden and an orchard, and we did eat more from the land, but also simultaneously we're drinking Pepsi and Coke.
Right.
And when we would go to the big city, we would get fast food, Taco Bell and McDonald's as like a treat, and it was exciting. So it was like still
food was treats.
It was.
Yeah.
And, and if it tasted good, like you didn't really have a thought of like, people thought like it's bad for me, like fast food or soda's bad for me, but no one really knew why. And so I feel like people didn't think too much about it for decades. It was kind of just like you eat to get full.
Right. We came from, my mom worked for Weight Watchers, and so we ate healthy, and she cooked a lot at home. But then when we'd go out, and we always looked at food as a treat. And I think that that's where these bad habits come from, is it's a reward, and that's not it at all. And you figured that out.
100%. And it's funny you say like, okay, she did Weight Watchers, and so you ate healthy at home. But I'm curious to know what healthy was to you guys, because there's levels to healthy eating. I've kind of unraveled them because there's like ignorance level of you actually don't know. You really actually don't know what's healthy, what's not. Like you have no information about it. Then there's like a step up from that. You know, but you still eat it. So it's like, I know soda's bad for me, or I know fast food or whatever is bad for me, but I still like eat it. There's a step up from that that's like trendy healthy.
Right.
It's like the stuff that's become popular, like low fat,
vegan,
or sugar free, but it'll be like aspartame, which is like bacteria shit.
Right. Or citric acid.
Like, and it's like, it sounds healthy.
Right.
And people think.
Oh, citric acid.
Exactly. Oh, it must come from citrus.
Right. But they don't realize that it's actually mold.
GMO
it's
mold.
Aspergillus niger mold.
It's made from GMO mold, genetically modified mold.
It's terrible,
lab-grown mold. Okay? So it's like there's levels to this thing, because for a long time it was like low fat is the thing.
Yep. Counting calories.
Counting calories, like count your fat grams, your sugar grams. And I came into the knowledge that it has nothing to do with any of that.
And you taught me this. So I'm so excited, you guys, for you to hear this, because I thought all of these things was the way to lose some weight, get healthy, and have a better understanding of food. But really, it has nothing to do with this. It has
everything to do with the ingredients. I don't even pay attention too much to the front of the carton or box, because unless I'm looking for the USDA organic stamp and the butterfly stamp of non-GMO project. I'm like, okay, I see both of those. I know that it's better than most. Turn it around, look at the ingredients. And that's what you do for packaged or processed food. It's the ingredients above all else.
What made you do this, Sam? We all want to know, and I know it was life-changing for you.
It was. My entire life changed. I grew up, like I said, for the first 10 years in both worlds, the more healthy, but also dabbling in the all-American diet. And then when I was 10, I moved to the city and I lived with my dad, and it was fast food all day, every day. And it was pizza, and it was soda, and it was the all-American diet. And every time I got sick, it was antibiotics, and it was straight to the Z-Pack. And it was just like all of the pharmaceuticals and all that stuff. So like for a good decade of my life, I just did so much damage to my body, like all the birth control and just all of it, right?
Yeah, all those synthetics.
All the synthetics. I got really sick. and was basically like chronic fatigue, Epstein-Barr, cystic acne, hormones out of control, super painful periods, PMS that took up like 2 weeks of my month every month, which is half of my life.
That's like half. Yeah, you couldn't get anything done.
And literally,
Crazy.
some days I couldn't get out of bed to
Oh,
shower.
that's so sad.
Literally couldn't get out of bed. And I remember at some point being like, how am I going to do anything in life in the future? If I literally can't even get up to shower, how am I going to like chase my music dreams or do anything? I don't even have the energy to like do the basic everyday stuff. And I had depression, anxiety. I was on antidepressants and anxiety medicine. And basically, I started to come into the awakening of needing to move my body. So I was starting to wake up and realize I needed to make changes and get healthier. But my acne was out of control. It was like cystic. It was bad. It was like breakouts everywhere. And I was at my partner's house and he said to me one night, he was like, hey, mama, like what's breaking you out? He was like, do you think it's the food you eat? And weirdly enough, I was under the psychosis of that lower level, like thinking you know what healthy is. Like I was like, no way. Like I eat fine. I was eating fast food at the time. So it's like, why?
But good fast food or just fast food?
Fast food. Why did I think I was eating fine? Like there's this weird thing humans do where at first they want to reject and kind of like push away because they're embarrassed. So they're like deflecting and they get defensive. Like, no, I know what I'm doing. But my spirit just couldn't settle on it. I was really embarrassed because I was like, oh my God, it's so bad that like he has to say something. And I'm like, man, I'm so embarrassed. Like, is it the food I'm eating? Like it was just so much happening in my mind. I had to make it up an excuse to leave and go home because I just like couldn't even stay there that night. I was going through this on the inside. But I'm so glad I did that because it lit a fire. Like I went home and I stayed up all night diving down a rabbit hole on the internet about the link between food and depression, food and anxiety, food and acne, food and hormones, food and chronic fatigue, everything you can imagine, everything I was dealing with at the time. I was determined. I was like, there's something in what he said. I know it. Like, I know there's something to that. Let me dig deeper. I stayed up all night long. I literally didn't sleep that night. And about 6 hours into this deep dive, I came across the information that these big food companies are putting this poison in the food on purpose to keep people sick, dependent on pharmaceuticals, because the big food companies are in bed with Big P, dependent on those and addicted to the food to keep coming back and keep buying it and eating it more and more. They know it's making people sick. They know it's making people obese. They know it's making people depressed. And I just was like, my spirit was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It was like, no more.
Because food is toxic or food is medicine.
Literally.
Yes.
There's no gray area.
There is no gray area.
And that night it became apparent to me. And I know what it feels like to make a decision deep down with all of your willpower, like a real decision, a life-changing, long-lasting, forever decision. I felt it shift inside of me. It was like, you'll never make me sick again because I won't put it in my mouth. If I don't eat it, you can't poison me anymore. I'm taking my power back into my own hands. I'm taking my life back into my own hands.
Yeah.
You've stolen my life from me and I'm way too young to feel this old. Like that's how I felt.
Because it's so processed.
Oh my God.
It's like, well, we say synthetic. It's
Yeah.
synthetic. It's
It
not
is.
real.
No, it's not.
It's not real food. And
Yeah.
we've just been indoctrinated and told that
That's
like,
right.
oh, this is how you're going to nourish your body. Well, no, that's not the case at all. Like you're not nourishing your body. You're poisoning your body. You're clogging your body up. You got to bind things out. Like, why do you have to do all of that when you should be eating whole foods?
Yeah. If you think about it, like you just said, like it's synthetic.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are what you eat.
Right.
All food holds a vibration. All food holds information.
And it should be alive.
If it's lab grown, if it's GMO,
It's not alive.
it's artificial.
Right.
So you are becoming artificial.
Yeah.
You are what you eat. If the food is grown in the sun, or if you're eating an animal that ate plants that were grown in the sun,
Good food.
you're actually eating
Yeah.
information, life information. Food contains light codes, and information for life and wisdom. If you think about it, a real seed that its DNA, its seed genetics can go back generations to our ancestors. We're eating the same seed that was passed down.
Right. And look at how they did. Yeah, they weren't obese. They weren't overweight.
No.
Now, I do want to say, though, that like I know this is a very sensitive topic for people.
Mm-hmm.
And I want people to take away from this a different relationship with food. But I also want people to know that I have had an eating disorder. And so I do know what it is like to have the eating issues and the food issues of my life. And so I just want you guys to know that this is for informational purposes and that I do understand when we talk about food how triggering it can be. So I just want to say that because food is so difficult.
Yeah.
So when I hear people talking about it, it is somewhat like, but that, I just want to put that out there because it's really important for people to know there's no judgment here.
No.
That we're just sharing our own personal ideals and
journeys
our journeys
with food.
because I've had food disruption issues and you were able to heal and we keep going with your story. But I just want you guys to know.
I love that. So valid. So valid and thoughtful. Like absolutely. There is no judgment here. I'm hoping.
And I love it because you are so smart and you have so much to offer and food is your first line of defense. It really is. You get yourself on a good regimen. You won't have to eat so much. You won't have, there's so many things that you have taught me personally and Jeremy. And it's all because of this amazing food awakening that you've had.
Yeah, I did. And my whole desire with sharing my story is I'm really just hoping that anything that I share just resonates with someone.
Yeah, totally.
That they hear what I heard that night that changed everything for me, because if it can click for even one other person, then I'm just like, it's amazing. I just want to pass it on. That's it.
Yeah.
So
like
you
jumping, woke up.
Jumping back into it.
So you woke up.
Well, I stayed up.
You stayed all the way
I
up
did not
and
sleep.
all night long. You just dug in, which you're a good researcher. So you just like totally dug in.
I'm extreme.
Yeah.
I'm very
but
extreme.
It's so important to be this extreme with this.
It is. And I didn't even know like what was happening in the moment, but I just knew that my spirit was really angry. It was really angry. I felt like I had been so duped. I felt like I had been so tricked and poisoned.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, joke's on you, because if I don't put it in my mouth, you can't hurt me anymore. That was like the mentality. So I made a lifelong decision and promise to myself in that moment that I would only eat to live. I would not live to eat anymore.
Smart.
And I will only put fuel into my vessel, not poison. And something shifted in my psyche that night. I felt the shift happen in real time. It was like the perception of food completely changed, and I only could ever view it again as either fuel or poison. It was an instant change that I can't undo it. And literally the next morning, I like hadn't slept. I come out of the room. I find my stepmom. I show her all my pages of notes I made. I'm like, look,
so great.
I'm like, it's in the food. Like, look. Like, it's all in the food, man. Like, we can heal ourselves. Like, we just have to eat the right food.
And she was probably
she was like,
okay,
wow,
Sam.
Samantha, that's really cool. Like, that's interesting. And I was like, oh my gosh, she can't hear it. She can't see it. I was like, oh my god,
you're on a different frequency.
I was on
sure.
I literally got a download that night. I got an instant download, and I heard it, and I was able to like connect to it and commit. And that's what happened. And I know it's kind of like a rare thing, but I literally haven't gone back since that night. I've not eaten canola oil or drank a soda or corn syrup or a candy bar or fast food or Doritos or chip. Like, I haven't had any of that, not one time since that night. And the reason is because I could no longer see it as a treat.
Right.
Or like, oh, I'm cheating today with a treat, because my mind would go, that's poison. You can hurting avoid yourself. You're hurting yourself.
Yeah, you're doing this. You know about it, and you're still doing it.
Yeah.
Like, hello.
Oh, no. It won't let me.
Right.
I'm like, it's like danger, like it warns me, and it's like it's not even a choice for me. But I'm grateful that happened to me, and I took that approach because it literally did completely changed my life. In the next coming months, I healed myself of so much. I can't even tell you. I was so full of life and vitality, and I was moving my body, and I was spiritually growing and learning, and I literally quantum leaped in the following months,
cool.
growth wise, as a human being.
Yeah.
And my whole family saw it. All of my friends saw it. My partner did. Like, he was like, something happened here, and totally like lined up, and we got on the same page. And, you know, and then he ended up teaching me things about food, or introducing me to like Dr. Sebi and like all of this information. And yeah, it changed my life forever. But I'll never forget, I wanted to make sure it was real. And like before getting around other people,
Yeah.
because I didn't want to like get around other people and be influenced, and it wasn't real. Because I had tried diets before, and I was like, is this like another one of those? And oh man, after just a few days, it was obvious. It
wasn't a diet.
It was a real
Yeah.
change and shift in the way that I viewed it, and my relationship.
Because the relationship is what's important.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you think of it as a diet, that's something that comes and goes.
Yeah.
Your relationship continues on.
Yes.
So you're able to reevaluate it, and, you know, no one would be upset if you changed, because it's still, that's your relationship. It can mold and it can change.
Yeah.
But yours is not.
Oh, it was personal.
It is like,
it was
this is personal, and
Yeah.
this is permanent.
Literally.
And
yeah.
understanding, reading the ingredients and not the calories.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I'll read the sugar because I don't want to eat something that's high in
Knowing
sugar,
how many
even if
carbs
it's
is in it,
natural.
of
I mean,
course, yeah.
it's just crazy how you can you can drink something like coconut water and it's just so full of sugar, or pineapple, and understanding how eating that at the time of day, a specific time of day too, can influence the way that you process the food.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
after you have protein and fat in you, then you won't get a blood sugar spike, your glucose won't spike. So yeah, there's ways to approach it and still eat the natural sugars, like in the certain time of day or order.
Especially the certain time of day.
That's right.
I think people think, oh, you can sit and snack on at nighttime on certain fruits, but actually it's worse than if you sat, not to eat a candy bar, but if you sat and had a candy bar, it's almost equivalent to doing that because the body can't process it. And I learned that over the last few years, because mold actually will slow your metabolism down. And I have metabolic disorder from having mold. It's kind of a weird side effect of mold, is that you never feel hungry and your metabolism just basically stops. It doesn't want to process anything anymore. So I started to learn about food before I met you. And then I slowly have, like, every time you talk, I really listen. Jeremy really listens, and he does most of the food in our family. So it's really of importance when your partner is on board as well.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It just
it helps so much. It really does. Yeah.
So much.
I knew that I didn't have any desire to push it on anyone else. It was very personal. It was a personal mission.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm healing myself.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
using,
not judgy.
No, I'm using
all.
food as medicine.
Yeah.
From here on out. I'm
Yes.
using food as medicine. It works, you know?
Mushrooms taught me that, and that was really cool. I used to say food is medicine. I still do to an extent, but I used to get on my TikTok and say it all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you guys, you realize food is medicine, and I never really thought much about it until I started taking mushrooms.
Yeah, wow.
And then I realized, oh my gosh, lion's mane is for your brain, turkey tail tea, turkey tail, like reishi. Like, I really started. Chestnuts are my favorite. They're so good. They're for pain. So, you know, I just really never really thought about that. And I then started to kind of change my thoughts even when I started making the Parafy kit, because I use clove and garlic and Oregon grapefruit. These are all foods that you can literally eat.
Right.
Cilantro,
Herbs,
which is
that's
a heavy metal detoxer. And that's why they use food as medicine for pumpkin seeds. You know, there's so many things that can be used. So it really kind of changed my thought process about food. And then I met you, and I really saw how, oh, dang, like,
how important it is.
Oh, yeah. Like, we all talk about how synthetic medications and all that. It's the same. Processed means synthetic, you know, like they're one of the same. And so it's really important to remember those things, especially when you're cleansing too, because you're trying to not feed them. You're trying to starve them so that they die off, you know, and don't reproduce. And so it's really important to understand. And again, it goes back to, it's a guide. You're not going to change everything overnight. I'm in this 3 years. You're in this like 13 years,
Mhm.
you know, and so we're always evolving
Yeah.
and we're always kind of morphing and thinking about the way that food is. And we do definitely have way more information and we have more options for food as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I
Yeah.
love the time we're in. When 13 years ago, when I completely changed, like, by the way, just want to bring up, I had no money at the time.
Oh, that's the worst. So we can talk about
It
that
was
too because
it was amazing.
It's so hard.
It was no. I
It
want to
wasn't for
no.
you?
I
Okay, good.
This is why
I
I
thought it
want to
was
talk
hard.
about it.
Okay, good.
No way.
Okay.
Because it's a misconception. Because I did it.
Yeah.
I did it on $200 a month for food. Okay.
Wow.
So
Impressive.
yes.
Yes.
So
I'm
know you can do it.
Yes.
And so yes, if you're feeding a whole family,
Yeah.
if you're I was one person, but I did it. I did it on $200 a month. That's all I had for
Wow.
food. And I completely changed the way I ate. And I did it with getting really simple with food.
Mm-hmm.
I simplified everything. I just went down to the basics, just the basics, and made sure it was all whole food, which simply just means food that is as close to its whole form as possible and the least amount of process as possible. So I started to think about it instantly of like, eat like my ancestors ate. Whole organic grains, organic vegetables, organic fruits, and pasture-raised meat, or at the time it was wild-caught fish because I hadn't met Kim Rogers yet, so I didn't know about salmon, but I was eating salmon at the time. It was
Me too.
frozen, but we know that worms can survive being frozen, so
Yeah. I love salmon, by the way. I miss it very much.
for sure.
Yeah.
But like I just basically simplified it.
Yeah.
I really went to, okay, how did my ancestors eat? And I did it. I completely changed the way I ate and didn't eat any poison on $200 a month. So I know it's possible when
Yeah.
you are so serious about it. So I love correcting that misconception because I did it.
It was one of the first things we did change when we weren't as poor. So we were not poor, and then I got sick and made us poor because it's expensive to be chronically ill. And then we were on food stamps. And so we were at the food bank and we were on food stamps. So, I mean, I know what that looks like. And then as soon as we made a little bit of money after I went viral on TikTok, we went and invested in good food.
I love that.
That was really of importance. And then when we would go to the food bank, we would go on Fridays, which was fruit day and produce day.
Nice.
And that's when I started to, realize how important it was because they like to give they like to give donuts and cake and it's not great food.
Oh yeah, no way.
And so you're surviving, not thriving.
Isn't that interesting? We live in a country that the cheapest, most accessible food is the worst.
Yes.
It's poison.
It is.
And the most expensive food is the healthy food. It's like wild.
It's so
it's backwards and
it is
rigged almost. It's like
so sad.
Yeah, it's crazy. Even though I changed the way that I looked at food and completely changed the way I ate and all of that, it's been a journey of 13 years.
Yeah.
I've gone through multiple different versions of diets and like ways to view food and meat. I was vegan and like I've gone through all these. So it's been a journey along the way. And I'd love to dive in a little bit to like both of our journeys with food because every time I would change, I would learn something and then get better and get more knowledge, a more complete picture of it instead of being tunnel vision. Because I feel like when you do commit to one of those type of diets,
you're like,
it can be pretty tunnel vision.
It's very
but
stuck
if
in
it works for you.
Right. If it works for you and you feel good and you're getting what you need,
then go for it.
And you have it, have it like
you don't have
zeroed
issues.
in, you don't have issues.
Yeah.
But, even coming from like this food guide that we show people for what to eat on the parasite cleanse, I picked the strictest: no meat, no sugar, no carbs, no alcohol,
no dairy.
And no dairy. And it's the Candida one because you're trying to starve them. But it's not always the best option because, as we all know, you got to have some protein. And you got to have the strength in order for you to go through the 30-day cleanse or however long you're going to do the cleanse for. It's okay to change your thoughts too. It's okay to change your thought process. I was vegetarian vegan for a short period of time, but I was vegetarian for like 15 years.
Wow.
All through my teens, beginning of my 20s. And then I remember I ate a filet mignon. It was so good. And then after that, I ate meat. And so I just never really felt the healthiest though. And I wasn't at my best.
Let's dive into that
Yeah.
because we can unpack a little bit more of why. I was vegan for about 3 years. I would say I was like vegan leaning pescatarian because every now and then when I would have something, it would either be egg or salmon or fish. I didn't eat like land animals though for like 3 years.
Oh, wow.
But what's crazy about that is like my body was snatched. I had no body fat, but I had the worst acne and I didn't feel good.
Ugh.
Oh, digestive stuff all the time, bloated and just all the stuff. And then was tired a lot and stressed a lot. And my adrenal glands were shot, like fatigue like crazy. So I got blood work done toward the end of that to find out what was going on with me. Like I hit a point where it was like so bad, the acne, the skin, the hormones, my periods, everything was just so bad that I got blood work done. And it was like, I was completely depleted of all B vitamins, of selenium,
Dang.
of biotin, of all of these things you get directly from meat.
Yeah.
And red meat specifically. And I then found out what blood type I was.
Oh, yeah.
And
the blood type
yes,
diet.
and I'm O positive,
Okay.
and O's do really well with
Yeah,
animal
like
protein.
you
Need
really,
it.
Yeah.
But there's blood types that do really well with plant-based.
Yeah.
And there's blood types that do better with like white, like poultry,
That's
like chicken
me.
and turkey. Okay, what
I'm
are
a
you?
B. I'm B positive.
Okay.
And my main food is turkey and goat. And I'm told not to eat chicken, which sucks because I really do like chicken, and not to eat beef. But the thing is I actually don't I don't feel any worse. I feel worse when I don't eat meat.
Mhm.
And I figured this out because it basically turned to glue in your body. That's what the whole blood type diet teaches you.
Mhm.
And so I won't eat goat though. So I'm kind of just stuck with turkey then. And I just make sure I eat organic chicken.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like
not always the
it's
go-to.
not concrete.
But I did feel
Mhm.
better at the
Yeah.
beginning because I started doing the blood type diet right in 21.
Mhm.
So 2021 is when I found the blood type diet and I was going through parasite cleansing at the same time. So it really did align with what I was doing and I did feel better. And I found out that I was eating avocado, chicken, and black olives. And everything that I read is don't eat chicken, avocado, and black olives.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no wonder I feel like trash.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
really, I eat it now, and I eat avocado every day.
Well, just like everything else to me.
Yes.
Like even astrology.
Right.
With everything,
You gotta just take what you need.
Take what actually does align
Yes.
with you and discard the rest.
Right.
And I don't think anything's concrete. I came into the knowledge after finding out I was depleted and all that. My naturopath was like, please start eating red meat
right.
again. And I was like, oh, okay. And I did. And I'm telling you, along with other things, herbs,
Mhm.
lifestyle changes, more sleep, like good sleep hygiene, like meditating more. Like there was a lot of things that I did, but food was huge. And I totally shifted and started incorporating clean, pasture-raised, grass-fed meat. And I'm grateful I did those few years because I
Mhm.
at least gave my body a break from like the trash meat I ate my whole
Right.
life
'Cause
prior.
That's the thing
You
is if
cleanse.
it's trashy,
Yeah,
you just
exactly.
cleanse. But if
the
it's
quality.
trashy, it is.
Yeah, it's the quality is what
is.
matters. And so once I put it back in, I felt completely different, so much better. I was thriving, my skin was thriving. Everything changed for me when I did that.
Mhm.
But I did learn it wasn't just because of my blood type. There's certain things in my blood type that it says don't eat that I feel fine when I eat.
Right.
So you have to listen to your body. And I learned very quickly about individual biochemical makeup. You have your own individual unique makeup and so
Mhm.
do I. And what works for me may not work for you. And you may be able to drink coffee and be fine. And it may make me really jittery and be too acidic for my body.
As long as it doesn't have mold.
Yeah, mold free.
Mold free
and
coffee.
low acid. We're really actually bougie coffee drinkers. Like,
we're very bougie coffee drinkers
yeah.
because you want to make sure
of course
most coffee in our country has mold.
Yeah, crazy.
It does.
Yeah.
And so we're really careful about making sure that it's mycotoxin free. And, you know, even when we're traveling, we really do our best to find out what kind of oat milk is in it and what kind of almond milk and make sure it's not full of oils.
Well, when you're with me, you know you're always getting the clean.
Always.
Like it's always the best.
Oh,
it's not going to have poison in it.
No, and it always tastes so good.
So good.
And I always leave LA with a glow because the food is so clean.
Yeah.
It makes you feel better. I'm never bloated when I leave. I always end up losing weight when I leave here.
Wow.
And we actually eat a little bit more, in my opinion, than what me and Jeremy normally eat because one thing, it's so good, but I don't gain weight when I'm here, and it's because of the type of food that you eat. And
it's one of my favorite things about LA.
Oh, I love it.
I love the access to all of the clean food
the
here.
access here is so good. You can order anything anywhere, and it's a game changer when you do discover how great food can really be for you, and you don't have to eat so much either. That is one thing that I've noticed since doing this shift in the last year is how much we're not eating. Sometimes we won't eat 3 times a day. We'll just eat 2 times a day because we don't feel hungry because we nourished our bodies.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And when I do move a lot, like if I'm doing a lot of exercising, I'll eat a little bit more, or I'll eat a little bit throughout the day, which is really not something I used to do.
Yeah.
And now I'm feeling hungrier. And so those things change and you feel like, okay, I'm making progress.
Yeah.
And I have lost quite a bit of
weight. You've lost
last...
a ton of weight. It's wild. I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. I know you feel good. You look so good.
Yeah, I feel way better. It's so much better not carrying around extra weight, and it allows your hormones to change too. I know that my body was very addicted to cortisol, so I've been able to kind of adjust that with the way I eat.
Yeah.
You know, not just movement, but like really focusing on the way I eat.
Yeah. The reason you have to eat less when you eat real whole food is because it's actually packed full of everything your body needs. It's all of the nutrients that your body needs, and processed, GMO, artificial, packaged foods.
It's not working as
hard. Empty
hard.
Calories. People are malnourished.
Yeah.
And that's why they always have to eat more when they're eating fake food, because they're not getting the nutrients their body needs to function. Every single piece of food we put into our mouths, to me, there's no gray area. It's black and it's white. Everything we drink or eat is either fuel for our body, fuel for this machine, fuel for this vessel, or it's poisoning us and slowing us down, blocking us up, killing us ultimately.
Slowly killing us, for sure.
It is. And
then you have to go on medication.
Yeah, it's that black and white, Kim.
And it is. It really is that black and white. It is. Again, you know, it's not something that can just always be changed overnight.
No, I know my
but that's
situation
okay,
was it was very rare, and I know that because I thought like that's happening to everyone.
Right.
And then I realized how hard food is for people. So I'm really grateful.
Yeah, that you were able to do that.
So grateful.
So fast.
100%. I wish that would happen in every other area of my life too.
Because I've been there and then I declined.
Yeah.
You know, I was very much healthy. I snowboarded. I was a derby girl. I was very athletic and I ate good. And then as I got chronically sicker, I realized that like I can't keep up. And I would just eat to eat, you know? And I think that that's where a lot of people struggle that are in the space that I'm in with the wellness and chronically ill. And I hate the word chronically ill, but like that's really what we deem ourselves as. And so it's hard to go out and find the good food and have someone do it for us. But the moment that you make the switch and you strive for it, that's really what it is.
Yeah. Well, also how good you feel will
Yeah.
continue to fuel your momentum forward. Like
Right.
your taste buds change.
Oh, they change
You
dramatically.
Like, man, if I drink if I go to a coffee shop and I
Mhm.
drink a matcha latte and they have sunflower oil in the oat milk,
You can taste it.
immediately it's the
Yes.
first thing I taste,
There's
and I
like a
don't
weird
drink it.
coating too.
No, man, like you
It's
can taste
so
that.
gross.
But I know that like it took me resetting my taste buds to be
Mhm.
able to even detect that taste and know that that's even in there without even like reading the label. It's wild, but also you crave and want the things that fuel you. You want the
Yeah.
clean food the more that you eat it, you
I
know?
want the clean food.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I feel so much better.
And
you
don't
know?
you and don't you like not want to feel tired after you eat or
I want to feel
bogged
great
down
every
or
time.
yeah.
I worked so hard to get where I'm at now.
Mm.
And I feel like, yeah, I had to cleanse and I've done all of the things, but really the change for me was the food.
Yeah. Huge.
And I've had a terrible relationship with food my
Mm.
whole life. My whole life. It didn't just start in my 20s. It started when I was 12. I had a terrible relationship with food. And I feel like over the last year and a half, I've really been like, oh, like light bulbs going off.
Good.
And it really is because you brought that
Mm.
relationship for me with food
Mm.
and had a positive, good one. You know what I mean?
I'm so grateful. I'm
Yeah.
so honored. Honestly,
Aw.
it's like the best thing to be able to do for my people.
Right.
It's like I love like our crew and how y'all like have this joke. It's like, oh guys, what
Oh
are we
my
gonna what
gosh.
are we gonna eat? We don't know because Sam's not here. And I'm like, I'm
Ugh.
honored that like I'm the food girl for our crew.
So obviously we're in LA and Sam went and got her hair braided and left the three of us, Jeremy, her partner, and me alone to basically fend for ourselves.
But listen, I'm so proud of these guys because they were like, we didn't know what we were going to eat. We all asked each other and they were like, I don't know, Sam's not here. But then Kim's like, wait, she taught me how to find restaurants that are up to her standards. So she like searched for organic. She like found a restaurant that's like 90% organic, which means they
Gluten-free.
care about gluten-free options, clean meat. Like they sought this place out. They went to it and they're at it and they're like, you think that Sam would approve of this place? We think she would. They took me the next day to this restaurant. It was
It's so good.
banging.
We've
I'm
eaten there
so
every
proud.
day
We
this
literally.
week.
So I'm like very proud.
Shout out to the butcher, the baker, and
the
the
cappuccino
cappuccino
maker
maker
in
in
LA.
West Hollywood.
It's really
so good. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
good.
We've been enjoying it.
We've been enjoying it. And we did take her down. But before I even thought about taking Sam to this restaurant, the waiter came over and I said, so everything here is organic, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, 90%,
Right.
if not closer to 95. And I looked right at and I said, we can bring Sam.
She'll come. She'll eat this food. But no, I'm like, that tells me too, though, they like care. They care
Yeah.
about their ingredients. And that's everything.
Yes.
When you eat out, it's not about like a vegan place.
Right.
I can't tell you how many vegan junk food restaurants
well,
there are.
canola oil.
Yeah.
Like it's still vegan,
No,
right? But
you've become a trashitarian. You're literally just a junkatarian.
God.
It's a
'Cause
junkatarian.
it really, canola oil really is.
Everything's processed. Everything's fake.
Mhm.
Everything it's fried in canola. It's like, oh, but there's no meat here. And it's like, no, like it's not about that. So that's why the labels.
So
When
important.
I was vegan,
Yeah.
I was like telling my parents, my family, my friends, like, don't eat meat. That's not even food. It's dead carcass. And that I was so set on that, like, and that it just must be a blanket truth for everyone.
Right.
And it's like, that's not the case with food. It's very individual. You need to know your own body. Knowing your blood type helps. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that that's concrete or set in stone.
Right. I don't think it's set in
Gather
stone.
all the
oh,
information
it's just
you
so
can.
good to know. I really do
Yeah.
like the blood type diet specifically for their exercise section
Oh,
too.
nice.
They show you what exercise. It can guide you in telling you what supplements your blood type can help
Nice.
with.
Mhm.
So it's really a good guide. And that's kind of my word when it comes to parasite cleansing and what food to eat, because it's a guide.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Yeah.
It's not the Bible. It's not the end all here.
No, the
it's just
ultimate-
helping you understand.
Because the ultimate reality is actually you need to
Whatever
know
is
your
best for
own
you.
body.
Exactly.
What's best for you. Like even like when I came out of being vegan, and then I was like starting to eat all of these foods and everything, and I noticed like I still get these digestive things happening, and I still was breaking out a little, and I was trying to get to the bottom of it, and I just was like, what is it? What piece of information am I missing? And I swear my body, my spirit led me right to the answer, and I learned about lectins. And it was huge for me, and I had no idea what those even were prior.
Yeah, explain to us what lectins are, Sam.
Yes. So it's actually really fascinating. Certain plants produce and create this protein called a lectin. They're lectins, right? It's a defense mechanism. It's a survival mechanism for the plant. They create this protein inside of them so whatever eats them will get sick so that it won't come back and eat the plant again.
Okay.
It's a survival mechanism for their plant species to survive, which I think is brilliant. Like the intelligence in that design is like fascinating to me. Made me love the plant kingdom even more learning about it, but also learning like they mess me up. Lectins don't affect every single human the same. But there's some people who can't really digest them well, and I'm one of them, but not all of them. So again, you have to know yourself again. So I once I learned about it, it was like in the nut world, cashews are like the nut with the highest amount of lectins.
Wow.
When I learned that, I was like, I'm eating so many cashews right now.
Dang.
And I'm like, let me cut them out and see if like everything gets better. Well, inflammation went way down in my body and my skin. And it wasn't just cashews. It's like quinoa. I never knew why. Right after taking a bite of quinoa, I would get such an upset stomach and bloating instantly, still to this day. And it's absolutely the lectins in it. I can't eat quinoa, and that's okay.
I
And
love
you can.
quinoa.
You love it and you eat it and you digest it fine. And this is again where you have to know your own body.
I'm going to remember that. If I start to feel, then I'll be like, oh, that's what it was.
So the foods that have them, grains, most grains have them. And it's usually in like the skin, the outer shell of it.
Okay, so that's why they sprout them.
Yeah. So white rice actually has the least amount because it doesn't have a hard outer shell. Wild rice, brown rice, black.
Those are bad.
It has this like outer shell. It's not necessarily bad.
Just they have the lectin, and then they have to soak them?
It's why our ancestors
sprouting. I see.
Our ancestors knew to soak food before preparing it because it breaks down lectins and phytic acid. And then they cook it and it's easier on the digestive system. But we live in a really sped up world where it's very instant, like need it now. So there's been a lot of steps in preparation of food that's been skipped in our modern world. And people are just like making stuff fast. But unfortunately it's harming us, unnecessarily suffering, gas and bloating for no reason. Like it's like, so lectins, I just like do highly suggest people look into it more because it could be something that could be breaking you out, causing inflammation in your body, gas or bloating, digestive issues that you may be able to solve by cutting them out or minimizing them or just cutting out the ones that bother you. Because like tomatoes have them, all nightshade vegetables have them. A lot of nuts have them, but cashews is the highest. There's nuts that are lower on it, like macadamia is good to go. Like there's some that's lower on it. Grains, dairy. Funny enough, dairy actually, peanuts super high.
Peanuts also have a lot of mold.
Mold as well. So do pistachios, mold too. Yeah.
Pistachios? You just ruined it. I love pistachios. I can't eat a whole lot of nuts.
Eat pistachios. Just
make
cleanse.
Sure they're sprouted.
Just cleanse. Moldy's cleanse from Roger's Hood.
Oh, yeah. Pistachios have mold? Oh my God, I'm so sad.
They just test higher for mold. Pistachios.
This is in real time sad.
Yeah, totally, yeah.
It's so.
I know.
I hate it.
I hate it. It's good to learn about these things, though.
It's good to learn, you guys.
Yeah, a lot of the beans have lectins in them, which is totally why people, like a lot of people are getting digestive issues from eating beans. They need to be soaked, sprouted, cooked, and if you even like Instapot cook, pressure cook, it actually breaks the lectins down and the phytic acid and makes them easier to digest. Legumes have lectins, so peas, garbanzo beans, like there's a lot of things, but it's all in preparation. And again, it's totally individual. Like me, I digest peas, green peas, totally fine. Garbanzo beans, totally fine. After Parafy cleansing, black beans, totally fine.
Oh, that's nice.
Used to not. Before the cleanse, I couldn't. and now totally fine. So again, know yourself. Lectins were huge for me, so maybe they may be something for somebody listening.
Literally, I'm stuck in. So we can't soak the pistachios. And then my mind goes, no, because it's mold. It's not lectins. Oh, man, I'm so bummed. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, see, it's real how much it's ingrained in us and like how much we want to stay in a denial situation. Honestly.
Well, because
it's still in my brain is like, oh, you're fine, Kim.
food brings us joy,
so much joy
and pleasure.
Yeah, we gather around the dinner table. We have birthday cakes. We have, like my family does a ton of things for Christmas and food and cookies and, all of those things because it really is something that we all gravitate towards as like comfort and love and people make you dinner for love, so
I still eat my feelings.
You show
to
your
a degree.
love so much with food.
Thank you.
But it's so
I also
in a good
still
way.
like comfort myself though, soothe myself with food.
But with dark chocolate.
It's just what I eat.
Yeah. It's so cute because you'll text me. You're like, hey, so I ate a bunch of chocolate, but it was so good for me.
It's the
cleanest food. It's so cute.
Yeah.
So you're not, just so you guys know, Sam isn't like anti-food. She just makes sure that it's all really good. And it's cute because you're so proud of it and I love it. And it just shines out onto everyone. We all feel it. Everyone around you knows that it's such a good relationship that we need to have with food. And the thought that's in it is just, that's really what the intention is, you know?
It's just about the clean ingredients, the quality. That's it.
Yeah.
You can still eat all the dishes you love. And that was like my mission from the beginning. My mission was like, wait, I'm going to show people, I'm going to show my partner, I'm going to show my family. I made sure I went home for Thanksgiving and I made my whole family a Thanksgiving dinner from start to finish, including the desserts. Everything was organic. Everything was non-GMO. Everything was clean.
Did you make them Brussels sprouts?
I did.
Oh my God.
Not that year. But I make them for you and you love them.
Oh, the Brussels sprouts, man. I'll travel around when we used to bar hop everywhere and I'd get the Brussels sprouts everywhere. So I can say I've lived in a lot of places and I've been to a lot of bars. The Brussels sprouts that you make are the best. They're so good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so honored. I love making food for my people and being like, all right, what's your favorite meal? What's your favorite dish? You can still have it.
Yeah.
With all clean, real, whole, organic ingredients. And it's going to taste amazing and be delicious and nutritious for you. And you're not going to feel tired or heavy after you eat it. And you can still enjoy all of the food you love. It's just about the quality of ingredients. Real food, whole food.
It's
that's
real
the point.
food.
That's the point.
Yeah. And you're feeding your body to have energy and to give it what it needs.
Yeah. Fuel.
Yeah.
That's
so
right.
it's
That's
just
right.
really important for people to understand and to have a good thought behind it. And, I look at it. Do you like when you do you talk to your food before you eat the food?
I absolutely have, or I bless it.
Okay.
I'll literally say gratitude for every pair of hands that touched or had anything to do with getting this food from when it grew all the way to my plate. Every pair of hands that was involved in the process of it getting here to nourish my body. I'll just give thanks for that. But absolutely, I even speak into my water before I drink it.
I speak into my water.
My
partner
taught me that.
I do the food.
Yeah, my partner taught me that.
I usually talk into my drink.
Yeah,
because this is it's alive.
Yeah,
it's alive. By the way, Aphora favorite ever water.
Favorite water. Shout out Aphora.
Shout out Aphora. So one of the things that I really learned over the last year and a half from you, and just from social media, because that's really where I got a lot of my information. That's where we met. That's where a lot of people obviously know me from, and that's where I learned a lot about my parasite cleansing. Was the fact that even though it says something like oat milk, it's actually really not good for you. And we've touched on it a little bit, but there are so many things that I've learned that I thought they were good for me, reading the ingredients, like the milks, like all of these plant milks that they say are so good for you. And then you flip it and you're like, oh, so I'm just basically drinking oat and oil.
Seed oil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless it's literally just like 3 ingredients. Like unless it's literally the most minimal amount of ingredients, which should really just only be the oats and the water and the sea salt. Maybe a little vanilla.
Yeah.
Maybe it was sweetened with maple or agave or something. It's like that's what makes oat milk.
Mhm.
So anything beyond that, and you're getting fillers, you're getting preservatives, you're getting processed food. Seed oils cause so much inflammation. The food that's available to everyone is so full of them, and they're very inflammatory. Seed oils are very inflammatory. The process that I highly suggest everyone goes and looks up how they're made. Watch
it's
the
terrible.
video, watch the process, because how it's just like so toxic.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's just back to the levels of healthy of like when something is trendy, a big part of that is marketing.
Yeah.
They've done a really good job marketing products to make it sound healthy. And it's just about taking ownership and sovereignty to learn for yourself so that you decide. Don't let someone else tell you like this is healthy. It's like just get down to the ingredients again. Like really we can simplify so much and empower ourselves by knowing what really is real food and not, period. Like what's clean, what's not. Well, how you decide that is it made of real ingredients?
Right.
Or are there all these names on here I can't even
pronounce.
I don't know what it is.
Right.
These
Why do they have
gums, these extra
filler?
gums. Yeah,
Right.
these filler like
You don't even know what it is, so
yeah,
why are you going to
all
put it in
these
your body?
lecithins or maltodextrins, like these are all really harmful things. I mean, I literally have spent the past 13 years making a poisons list.
Oh wow.
That like maybe I'll like put it in the
Yeah,
description
you
below. Like
should.
if you guys want it. I'll add it to this because I've spent 13 years refining it. You know, it's changed over the years, but really it's just like it says like poisons list is in the notes of my phone. I've sent it to everyone I come into contact with. I'm pretty sure I've sent it to you and Jeremy.
No.
I think I have.
Maybe you sent it to him.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
because
it's-
he's really the one in charge of the food.
Exactly. It's basically like poisons list, avoid poison, avoid these ingredients at all costs. And it's like all the stuff that like I think is the most harmful to avoid. And it's like read the ingredient, read the labels, read the ingredients. Like I've been telling my family and parents for so long. And yeah, man, it's just like we really can simplify it. Like
Yeah.
you can really just get real simple with it. It's just get to the most real whole food, close to its original form as possible, as close to the way your ancestors ate as possible. And if for you that's meat, then pasture raised, grass fed. If for you that's not, because a lot of humans do really well off of just plants.
Yeah.
I'm not one, but a lot of them do. Then it's as organic and close to its original form as possible and as the least amount of process as possible. It really is that simple when you break it down to that. And I've even gotten even simpler with my food, especially the more busy I get. If it's like, I don't have time to do anything elaborate, to make anything elaborate, or to have to think about like a bunch of ingredients, I literally have broken down food in my meals down to just what types of food I'm eating. So I'm like, I need a clean protein, a healthy fat, and some kind of carb, a clean carb. And so like in the morning, really don't like doing carbs in the morning that aren't fruit because it actually, I notice it kind of slows my brain down and kind of makes me a little tired. I'm also someone I know that I don't process carbs as well as other people.
I've noticed I've stopped eating the carbs in the morning and I have
Nice.
felt a lot better. We did a lot of
Yeah.
avocado toast, and now I've never really, the last few years, not really been a big bread eater. I do feel like it's bogging me down.
It is. Yeah.
And I really also don't super enjoy eating a lot of the sugars in the morning either.
Yeah.
You start to get so restricted.
Yeah.
And it's like you can make it fun. You don't have to stay restricted.
Yeah.
It can be good. And
Yeah.
so I went from having bread in the morning from avocado toast to actually having siete,
Yes, the tortillas.
the tortillas.
Yeah.
And Jeremy crisps them up for me.
Yeah,
And then I
nice.
just make like this
Nice.
avocado tostada.
Yeah.
It's really bomb.
Yeah, it's not about depriving. It's
Right.
really
It's
not.
not.
It sounds like that, like, oh, so restrictive. Like, well, what can I eat?
Yeah.
I swear, like when I realized like, oh, just stay away from all the poisons. Like that's how my mind views and labels them. But I was like, oh, it opened up this whole world of like all of these options of these amazing, delicious, real food that I'm like, I have this entire world to play in, and it's like amazing and delicious. And so I feel less restricted. I don't feel restricted.
I don't feel restricted at
I
all
feel
hanging
better.
around you.
Yeah, and I feel
better.
better. I feel better. I feel energized. I feel healthy. I feel clear and sharp, and my cognitive function is like on it. So
Yeah.
I know it's directly tied to the food. Me and my partner say all the time, we got smarter.
Yeah.
We literally got smarter.
Yeah, your body's
when we
not trying to
changed the way we
process
ate.
the trash.
Yeah, and it's not slowed down or blocked up or
Right.
whatever from the poison, you know?
Yeah.
So we thought we were able to think faster, even think sharper, think more creatively. Ideas would come and we'd be like, wow, we actually witnessed ourselves get smarter in real time directly from eating better. And it's directly connected to your spiritual growth.
It is.
Because the food is alive. It is. Or you're eating dead food that doesn't have that frequency in it, that life force in it. But a good friend of mine taught me that life wants to live. And so if you eat alive food, it is fueling your life. And that's the whole point.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's the whole point.
That's so beautiful.
Food carries information.
You're taking their frequency and adding it into your frequency in a positive way.
That's right.
You're able to kind of change your thoughts and your frequency by putting their nutrients in you, which is what they were here to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like we like to do at the end of every episode, we love to give a nod and respect to the plants because we are plant people.
What's your favorite right now?
Now?
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say matcha.
Dang.
Does that count?
Yeah, it counts.
It's a tea leaf.
Yeah, it counts.
It is a plant.
Yeah.
But listen, matcha has been fueling me, okay? It's been fueling me. Fueling me when I need to work, fueling me in the morning. When I got to get up, go move my body, when I need to edit our podcast and edit music and create and work and make my sea moss and package up my sea moss and ship it off. You know, I'm running a handful of businesses and matcha has been my go-to fuel and I'm really grateful for it. Yeah. Ceremonial grade organic matcha. It's really good. Also lately, dirty.
Yeah,
with
dirty
matcha.
1
shot of organic
espresso
and organic clean oat milk and no sweetener.
No sweetener.
And I
don't like my matcha
to add,
sweetened either.
Yeah, and I like to add collagen to it too.
Oh yeah, I do that. Jeremy does that to me in the morning. Yeah, it's great.
That's been my go-to.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you?
Go-to.
What plant? What herb?
Artist conch. It helps with digestion. It helps with libido. It helps with nervous system. It just, for me, when I'm feeling like I got a little acid reflux going on, I'll hop on and I'll take it. And it's in my red artist, but just artist conch by itself is really great. Artist conch tea. So yeah, artist conch.
It's a mushroom?
Yeah, it's a mushroom.
Oh,
I mean,
cool.
any mushroom, but this specific mushroom was the first mushroom I ever took. And I found out how powerful not eating it, but took it as medicine.
Yeah,
was
I love
artist
that.
conch. Yeah.
I love that. I really hope that anything we shared today, someone takes something valuable away from it. I hope that it resonates and helps any and everyone with food in any kind of way that you need, you know. Again, like we said, like it's definitely no judgment and it's really just about spreading information and sharing our own personal journeys of what
educating.
What's worked for us because
this is our journey that we're here sharing with you guys.
Right.
And we want you to be your own advocate, whether it's in medicine or it's in food or it's understanding your body.
It's really your own advocate in your own life, period.
And feeling confident in what you're saying and what you're doing. That's what's important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was a good one.
Yeah, thanks, Sam.
We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.